Why are people having trouble with sleep? And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night, but only in certain hours.
Huge problem today is insomnia. Huge problem.
And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why.
Disclaimer: the content presented in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your physician or another qualified healthcare provider if you have any concerns or questions regarding a medical condition. Ever wake up after what feels like a long night's sleep, only to still feel exhausted and unmotivated to get out of bed? It might surprise you, but the problem could be that you're not sleeping the right way. Yes, there's a right and wrong way to sleep. In this video, we'll share a helpful tip from Barbara O'Neill that could change the way you sleep forever. Stick around to learn how you can wake up feeling truly refreshed. Let's start by debunking the common belief about the 8-hour sleep cycle. While sleep is crucial for your body to function at its best, Barbara O'Neill explains that getting a full 8 hours of sleep is essential, but there's more to it than just the number of hours.
We need to be sleeping 8 hours a night, 8 hours. So you've got a choice. That can be 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., my favorite, or at a stretch 10 to 6.
During one of her lectures on improving sleep, Barbara O'Neill referenced a British professor who conducted extensive research on how sleep impacts the body. His findings revealed that individuals who consistently get 8 hours of sleep have better memory retention and cognitive function compared to those who only sleep 6 hours. Barbara strongly supports this idea, and she goes further by claiming that sleeping for just 6 hours can be more harmful than only sleeping for hours. Sounds strange, right? She explains that after 4 hours of sleep, you'll wake up feeling exhausted, which signals that you need more rest. But after 6 hours, you might feel okay, even though your body hasn't fully recovered, which can be misleading and more harmful in the long run.
10 nights of 6 hours sleep a night doubles your risk of mental illness. And 6 hours sleep a night, the person doesn't even know they're not functioning properly because they actually feel all right. What a deception is that?
Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that the brain needs adequate time to cleanse itself of unnecessary information during sleep. She cites Dr. Matthew Walker's research, which highlights how sleep deprivation has led to more road accidents than alcohol consumption. But beyond the risks of sleep deprivation, Barbara stresses the importance of timing, specifically sleeping from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Why is this time frame so important? According to Barbara, sleep isn't just about quantity, it's about timing, particularly because of the 2 key stages of sleep: non-rapid eye movement, NREM, and rapid eye movement, REM. In NREM sleep, your brain processes and transfers memories from the hippocampus to the cortex, and it helps clear out negative emotions, provided you've dealt with any unresolved issues before bed. REM sleep, on the other hand, is when most dreaming occurs, and it's essential for creative thinking. Barbara explains that the 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. sleep window is ideal because before midnight, NREM sleep is at its peak, allowing the brain to perform its cleaning functions. As the night progresses, the body shifts more into REM sleep, supporting creativity and problem solving. This balanced cycle is disrupted when you go to bed after midnight, a habit many people have. Though staying up late might seem like gaining extra hours, it can actually interfere with the brain's crucial cleansing and processing functions, leading to long-term negative effects on your mental and physical well-being.
I was reading one research paper that said that regular late nights has a similar effect on the body to alcoholism and drug addiction, because it's not allowing the body to revive and recharge every night. There are some things that can stimulate the release of these, and there are some things that can inhibit. And we're going to look at Sustain Me, and I'm going to show you how the basic principles of Sustain Me, these laws of health, how they can influence sleep.
As mentioned earlier, NREM sleep occurs during the earlier part of the night. When we choose to stay up late, our brain misses out on this crucial phase. This results in insufficient time for the brain to process and clear out memories from the previous day, which can affect memory retention and lead to a lack of mental space for new information. Over time, this may also result in brain fog, but that's not the only downside. Sleeping late can cut hormonal secretion by nearly half, which has a ripple effect on everything from mood regulation to cognitive function. These hormones are essential for mental well-being, but which ones exactly? Barbara sheds light on 4 key hormones that are released during sleep, which are critical for maintaining mental and emotional health.
So what are these hormones and how come they're only released in that time? It's to do with the circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? And our circadian rhythm is basically set by light and dark signal exposure in the eyes, the moon, the tides. It all has to do with this. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where the body clock is situated.
There's a small yet powerful organ in the brain called the pineal gland, responsible for releasing 4 crucial hormones for sleep. However, these hormones are only produced during specific hours of the night. According to Barbara O'Neill, these key hormones are released between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. in the winter months, and from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. during the summer. This process is closely tied to our circadian rhythms, which are influenced by natural light and darkness. The optic nerve sends signals to the brain's internal clock, directing the pineal gland to release important hormones such as serotonin, melatonin, arginine vasopressin, and epithalamic substances at these times.
And the body clock communicates with the pineal gland, and that's why it is released at these times. What are these hormones?
Let's start with melatonin, the hormone that plays a vital role in regulating your sleep-wake cycle. The pineal gland releases more melatonin when it's dark, which enhances both the quality and duration of sleep. Barbara O'Neill refers to melatonin as the fix and rejuvenate hormone because it helps repair and revitalize both the brain and body while you sleep. Want to boost melatonin production? One easy way is to avoid exposure to blue light from screens before bed. We'll dive into that more later. Next up is serotonin, often called the feel-good hormone. It influences your mood, and a lack of sleep can disrupt serotonin levels, leading to mood swings.
And if the children have a late night, what are they like in the morning? They're not happy chappies, and neither are the parents.
Another key hormone Barbara talks about is arginine vasopressin, which not only helps alleviate pain, but also promotes deeper sleep. To boost its levels, she recommends high-intensity interval training, HIIT, which also helps flush out bodily waste. Then there's the epithalamus gland, which plays a crucial role in enhancing learning ability and slowing the aging process. Barbara stresses its importance for memory retention and keeping the brain sharp over time. Now that we've explored the benefits of these sleep-related hormones, let's dive into the fascinating link between going to bed early and brain health. Barbara highlights how early sleep encourages deep sleep, which is essential for organizing emotions and forming long-term memories. Deep sleep is critical for maintaining a healthy, well-functioning brain. She emphasizes the importance of making a habit of sleeping early, as this ensures you can enter deep sleep more quickly. Exercise throughout the day can also help, as it tires out both your body and mind, naturally promoting earlier and deeper rest.
If you're not used to it, you can just go like that. That's called the health bounce.
This is why the hours before midnight are often said to be twice as valuable. When you go to sleep earlier, your body's hormones kick into gear in a way that helps you filter out the unnecessary details from your day. This process clears mental clutter, making room for fresh memories or important information you want to retain. It's all about giving your brain the optimal conditions to reset and refresh for the next day.
And arginine vasopressin is our natural painkiller. So if you have pain of any type and you go to bed early, your natural painkiller will kick in.
There's a remarkable link between getting 8 hours of sleep and enhancing memory and learning. We've already talked about how a full night's rest can boost cognitive function, but did you know that this is backed by science? Barbara shared a compelling study by Dr. Matthew Walker, a leading expert on the human mind. In his research, he split 20 students into 2 groups. One got 8 hours of sleep each night, while the other group only got 6. Both groups studied the same material, but the results showed that those who slept for 8 hours had a significantly better ability to retain what they learned.
Best study time happens early in the morning. Go to bed at 8 and get up at 4 a.m. In fact, those 2 hours from 4 to 6, the person can learn almost twice as much and retain twice as much as 10 to midnight. when the person's falling asleep.
What's even more fascinating is the dramatic gap between the two groups. According to the data, the students who slept for 8 hours performed nearly twice as well as those who only got 6 hours. Barbara explained that this difference came down to the fact that the well-rested students had enough time during deep sleep to process and store the day's information, turning short-term memories into long-term ones. This clearly shows how just 2 extra hours of sleep can make a big impact. Wondering how to fall asleep on time like these students? Barbara has some expert tips. Lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it also throws your hormones out of balance, including serotonin, which affects your mood. To ensure you're getting the full 8 hours of rest, she suggests improving air quality by opening your window and ensuring proper ventilation in your room for better sleep. Another important factor? Sunlight. Barbara emphasizes that natural sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm, thanks to the blue light it provides, signaling your body that it's time to be awake. This rhythm also plays a big role in balancing the hormones released by your pineal gland. Other sleep-boosting tips Barbara shares include avoiding caffeine and sugar in the evening, getting regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, staying hydrated throughout the day, and managing stress and anxiety effectively.
And that's why exercise in the day is vital in maintenance of pain of any type in the body, because it helps to release your natural painkiller every night. And that also puts you into a deep sleep.
Barbara also warned us about the concerning impact of having phones in the bedroom. We've all heard that our devices aren't great for our well-being at some point, but what does the science actually say about it, particularly regarding sleep? Remember the blue light we discussed earlier? Barbara explained that while our phones emit blue light, its frequency is different from that of sunlight. When you use your phone at night, the light emitted can mislead your body into thinking it's still daytime, signaling that it's time to be alert. This disruption can throw off your circadian rhythm, making it harder to wind down and get a good night's sleep.
Sleep wasn't a problem before electric lights came along. People went to bed when the sun went down. And if they did anything, you couldn't do much under candlelight, is that right? But insomnia is a huge problem today. And there are a few reasons.
Barbara emphasizes the importance of having a winding down period, particularly in the hour leading up to sleep. She suggests using softer lighting in your room and recommends reading something calming if you're struggling to drift off, not a gripping novel that keeps you on edge. In fact, she advises keeping your phone in another room when it's time for bed, as these devices can be major distractions. Even when you're exhausted, using your phone can keep your brain engaged, preventing you from getting the restful sleep you need, especially with the constant temptation to check notifications. Moreover, Barbara highlights the transformative power of gratitude for enhancing sleep quality. You might wonder how gratitude connects to better sleep. According to her, it's a crucial step. She cites Oriana Huffington, who suggested in her book that when sleep eludes you, lying in bed and reflecting on what you're thankful for can create a more peaceful mindset.
There's always something to be thankful for. Remember, happiness isn't dependent on things. Happiness is a choice. And that's why the Bible says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So when you can't sleep, say, thank you, Father. Thank you that I can't sleep, because now I can talk to you. There are 2 things that will stop sleep. Getting into the chat room. We all know the chat room. And also looking at your phone. 80% of people in America sleep with their phone. The phone should not be in the bedroom, it should be out of the bedroom. Even if you're on call, put it in the hallway, you'll wake up.
Barbara shared an inspiring story about a man she was helping with his sleep issues. After introducing him to the concept of gratitude, he found significant improvement in his ability to sleep. When he asked her what he should focus on being thankful for, she encouraged him to appreciate the simple comforts of life. She reminded him to be grateful for having a cozy bed instead of being confined to a concentration camp, or for not having to sleep in the cold rain outside. She highlighted the importance of recognizing blessings, like having a loving partner and wonderful children. Barbara suggested that even in tough times, one could express gratitude for the opportunity to connect spiritually, even when sleep eludes you. By fostering a mindset of gratitude, you can drive away negativity, leading to a greater sense of contentment and peace, which ultimately promotes better sleep. That wraps up today's discussion. What are your thoughts on these tips? Do you plan to give them a try? Share your feedback in the comments.